You look at it currently, we're struggling with wage stability and all sorts of other challenges, economic challenges, for example, which is a big problem.
That was Mr. Anel Ndlovu, the president of Zim SA Forum.
Tanash Ampasari with the Africa I Want on www.the1873fm.com.
Well, it is the Santon Express morning show with your host Tinashe as we continue with conversations in search of the future I want, the future you want, the future that we all want collectively. And well, this is your platform where we have open, frank, and honest conversations in as far as shaping and defining the character and personality of the future that you want. And more importantly, where as individuals you just get to share your personal experiences, your insights, and exchanging ideas on issues that matter. So right about now, as we get ahead with the conversation, I'm glad that he happened to be joined on the other end of the line by Boniswa Buthulezi. Boniswa, a wonderful morning to you, and I thank you so much for making time to be on the 1873 FM this morning.
Morning, Tinashe. How are you?
Well, I'm very much excited to have you again on the 1873 FM. If this is not the third time, it probably is the fourth time that you have been on the 1873 platform. And yes, you are no stranger, so hence we'll skip the intro and get straight to the business. I mean, Boniswa, it's been an interesting year, 2019, and especially for me, particularly the number of individuals that I have managed to actually have conversations with on the 1873 platform. Can you imagine that since January to date, I've managed to connect to 548 individuals through radio. You are amongst the 548 that I've managed to connect with on the 1873 platform.
Yes, it's been quite a year where we've managed to do as much as we can, and we just thank God that He's kept us this far. So for me, there wasn't much activities really in my life, as to say, but I can say that my focus was largely on my work and giving my best, serving in the leadership position that I'm in, the management position that I'm in, and my kids, and just physical work, which is gym. So that was more less my year really.
Oh, at least you have been taking also good care of your health. I mean, health and well-being is fundamental if you are to get anywhere in life at the end of the day. And like you saying that you working in as far as just serving in the management position that you happen to be serving within your institution. So if you're just to share probably the highlights of 2019, what would you say would be your highlight of 2019?
Okay, for me, my highlight is at work I was nominated for a manager's challenge where they select a group of talented individuals who are managers. That's how it's documented. It says talented. And they took us on a vacation where they taught us about leadership, self-awareness, like serving, as I'm saying, and just how to add value within the organization. And so I think for me, that says, someone out there sees your commitment and your dedication at work. And I've been also so blessed because in my current role, I have my boss who is my mentor. And it's very rare that you find a mentor who's your direct report, whom you report direct to. So that for me was also one highlight, I must say, because he's very dedicated in the mentorship program where we meet every week, and that's very rare, and that obviously has contributed in me being able to perform at my best, because I have support and guidance throughout the year.
Okay. We also happen to be joined by the chairman of the 1873 network, that is Mr. Mutuma Mawere. Good morning to you, Mr. Mawere.
Good morning. How are you?
Very well, thanks. Yes, I'm joined by Boniswa, who has just been sharing how her year has been like and the highlights of her year in her career.
Perfect. And I was not following, but good morning, Boniswa.
Good morning, Mr. Murray. How are you?
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
We were expecting you earlier.
Yes, I was. I couldn't make it earlier. Apologies.
No, but that's fine. So, what was the impact of your appearance on the radio? Did it add friends or subtract friends?
All right. No, it did, and I had a number of people that were listening to my interviews, and there was so much value in terms of the topics that we were discussing. I think it was personal branding at some point, and it was about a number of things. So definitely, it has stirred up conversations, and it has increased some of my following.
Oh, that's good. So, if you wanted to build a community from the connections that you have, do you think radio would be one vehicle that can help you achieve that faster or slower?
No, absolutely, I agree. I mean, radio is a platform that gives you the ability to connect with people that you wouldn't ordinarily connect with. So it increases that type of connection. You have more people because of the number of interactions that are there and the people that you invite to listen.
Area we were talking with Tinashe yesterday about storytelling, just the power of storytelling. Do you agree that most of the time we are not telling our stories? We are arguing about other people's stories and we are gossiping about other people's lives. But rarely do we talk about what really we are doing, how best I can advance my interests. Do you get that experience as well?
Not quite, because I'm a bit of a focused person, so I really don't have time for gossiping and stuff. But yes, I do follow what you're saying, that a lot of people don't share their experiences and they don't focus on their own lane, if I can put it like that. We actually need to focus on our goals, our plans, and share how we have conquered our own difficulties with other people. So we more on the empowering side of the people than really destroying lives. I think that's where you're going with.
That's right. And if you were to share a story for 2019, what story would you put as number one?
Well, my story would be, you really need to my story, I think, would be more about resilience, because it's been a difficult year for a number of people. I mean, the economy is not doing well. There's been people that have been retrenched, people that have lost their jobs, and violence against women and all that. So I would say that the story would really be about resilience. That if you find yourself at the bottom, at rock bottom, how do you motivate yourself to come up again? If you lost things, how do you start again? So that.
So maybe just Tinashe, do you find that just telling the story in this year maybe highlights of because the Tinashe had you as his story yesterday. You know, he was talking about you and the interview that he had with you, and you didn't even know that.
And you know which one would be my highlight, Boniswa?
No.
The corporate literacy interview. After the interview, and you're like,
Yes.
you caught me off guard.
No,
That
absolutely.
would be my highlight. And not only yourself, you're not the only person whom I have actually engaged in conversations around corporate literacy who said, that issue that you raised and how you caught me off guard. Even the lady that I shared you with, the picture that I had with the lady that I shared you with,
Yes,
that is
yes.
Nolita Fakude, the Anglo-American chairperson. She also was like, you're now raising some new words and we need to have these conversations around corporate literacy. Yes.
Okay, no, I hear you. Well, it is, but I think also it helps because then you want people to be authentic and not share rehearsed views, I suppose.
Yeah,
So
yes.
if you were to tell your highlights and say and just say what happened yesterday, if we start there, what happened yesterday that you think is worth sharing?
Oh my God. Okay, so for me yesterday I was posting about women who succeeded in their careers, mostly CEOs, like Shirley Mashaba, the CEO of PwC, Dr. Judy, the founder and the CEO of Lekani, and a number of women that have just been sharing about how I find inspiration on.
But that's not your story, is it? Just
Well, you
your
asked,
disappointment.
sorry.
We are trying to encourage storytelling about you, just your story, because you are another Dr. Judy, but you don't know it.
Well, you asked me what happened yesterday. So for me,
Yeah,
my life
you
is very
knew
basic.
that yesterday I was angry. Somebody did this, or somebody said about Jesus Christ.
No, no, no. I wasn't. There was nothing really that happened because I'm quite in a good energy space. So I'm happy, bubbly, you know. So yeah, I can't think of anything other than normal, just working, go to gym, be with the kids, you know. So
So, as a professional, are you happy you are surrounded by good friends?
well, you mean personal friends?
Yeah, not enemies.
No, I am. I have a very small inner circle, so I'm not a person with too many friends. So I have very, very few friends. So
How do
and
you,
I'm
how do you
sorry.
decide between an inner circle and outer circle? How do you decide? Because I don't know whether you're like me. The people I call friends are my enemies. The people I call enemies are my friends, but I don't know which is which.
No, I do know. I have a very clear view of who my inner circle is and who's just an acquaintance or, you know. So obviously your inner circles is the people that you trust, people that you can share with, people that you can be authentic with. You don't have to over explain yourself. Your outer circles are your acquaintance where you meet in certain places, like you meet at work, you meet at gym, you meet at a social event, but that's where the friendship ends, basically.
Okay, and if we called it a Boniswa bank of friends, would the word bank be appropriate?
Can you elaborate?
You know what a bank is?
Yes, I do know what a bank is.
Would you put trash in a bank account?
No.
You put something of value.
True, yeah.
So if you look at the people who are of value to you and say it's Boniswa Bank, would that
True.
appeal to you?
Yes, it would be because, I invest in my relationships in time and resource and support building relationships. So yes, I think I would be banked.
Okay. Yeah. And how big would be your personal bank?
I think it would be huge, eh? It would be big enough.
So, can if someone were to test you, would you pass the exam of creating a bank of 10?
Of 10,
Yeah.
I think I can, but I don't have that many friends. You
Now,
know.
no, I'm saying bank of 10 people. You don't have to call them friends.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, that's correct.
So, so can we get, Tinashe, can we get Boniswa list? We call it Boniswa Bank or Boniswa list. Because we have a bigger project called Bank of 10,000 Names.
We call it. I
Okay.
think we call it BB, Boniswa Bank.
Okay, what are you gonna do with those names?
For them just to also tell their story, and you never know who could be listening. And the power of storytelling is that when we tell our stories, those authentic stories, those frank stories, they actually those stories in them. Individuals who could be listening could be inspired. They could also be ignited to think and act outside boxes and just be the best in whatever they are doing. So that is one aspect of the power of storytelling. That in telling a story, whoever could be listening could be inspired by your story, by the next individual story who happens to be in your bank as well.
Yes, so I would get you 10 people.
And your both identity number in the bigger bank, the Banking on Africa's Future 10,000 Points of Light, Boniswa, is a BOAF 624. That's your both identity number.
B-O what?
It's BOAF,
Yeah,
which is
62.
624.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So both is acronym for Banking on Africa's Future. And I bank on you, Boniswa.
Okay.
Yes. So
All right. I hear
it,
you.
it's, it's been a very interesting conversation with you this morning. And maybe before we let you go off, Boniswa, your final words to our listeners. What would you love to share with our listeners this morning? What would you, just words of encouragement or inspiration that you would share with them this morning?
Okay, so what I would say is since we've come to the end of the year, if you're traveling, be safe, be responsible, don't drink and drive, and just take this time to just rest and enjoy family time before we start again next year.
Fantastic. Well, on that note, wish you a lovely day ahead, and definitely I'll be in touch so that I can get the Boniswa Bank, the deposits
Okay.
into Boniswa's bank. Yes, yes, yes. And I'll definitely be in touch. Definitely, definitely.
All right. Thanks, Tinashe.
You have a lovely day ahead.
Thanks. Bye.
Okay, goodbye for now. All right. So if you are tuned into the 1873 or you just tuned in, well, thank you for making the 1873 FM your channel of choice. So that was Boniswa Buthulezi just sharing with us. Experiences of the year 2019, highlights of the year 2019, the power of storytelling. And shortly, we'll be joined by Florence Mazani, and Florence will also be joined by Jordana Kesangana. Yes. So keep it locked on your channel of choice, the 1873 FM, your voice, your power. And if you also want to tell your story, please feel free. Just type yes on the comment section that is on Facebook, where we currently live streaming. On that note, we go on a short break. Sounds of Maxine, a member of the 1873 United Artists, with a track titled Beliefs, spelling out the values of the 1873 network.
progress without faith. The sovereignty of nations is less important than the brotherhood of man. These are the beliefs. Oh yeah. These are the beliefs. I believe. These are the beliefs. Oh yeah. 1873. Oh yeah. These are the beliefs. These are the beliefs. Come on, let's believe. These are the beliefs. Oh yeah. 1873. Economic freedom can be best won by savor and humans through a market system. Circle the intended rights of men. Governments are instituted among